the art of blacksmithing. It's something that without it, we wouldn't be here today. On every ship that came across the ocean to the new country, there was a blacksmith. He was the one that built tools for the ship itself, nails for homes, implements for any tools they might need. He worked on guns, he worked on knives, and most of all, he rebuilt and replaced traps. A blacksmith was very essential then. And we got our name Blacksmith because of the working with the black iron. And I still work with it today, you know. Working with metal and working with my hands is, I don't know, it's intriguing to see what you can build. Because most people look at an item and they see a finished product. I have to look beyond that because I want to find out, how did he build that? You know, so I have to start with a raw piece of material and do all my shape work and bending and twisting and drifting a hole in it to figure out how he got to that finished product. My family's always been blacksmiths. We can trace our lineage back to about 1400. Very wealthy back then. Not so much nowadays. There's more fabrication and electric welding that people do, so it's cheaper for them to go there. But if somebody wants something traditional, people will have to come to me again. I know the old ways. Not all of them, I'm still learning them. And I've been doing this for 25 years. In the fire, and you have to see it to believe it, there's just a magic that goes on there. A coal fire, I can go anywhere from as low as 400 degrees all the way up to 3,200 degrees, depending on how much coal I put in, how big of a cave I build, and how much air I feed into it. Everybody seems to think when it comes out of the fire and you hammer it all out, it's done. That's just a little bit of the work. After I get through doing all the rough out stuff, I go to a file and I start filing and cleaning it up and polishing it. You know, there's several steps in there. 80% of the stuff that I build in here is all done by hand. I make ornamental gates, I do cooking utensils, I do traps, do a lot of knives, a lot of tomahawks. I just love it. My equipment is from the early to mid 1800s all the way up to the present day. It works well, but do you see anything that says China on it? Very little of my stuff says China on it. They couldn't build the quality that we've got. I do get a few students that come. I call them apprentices. I've got one gentleman coming, he'll be here for a week, and all he's gonna learn is how to make hammers and make tongs. And he's an old trapper, and we can have a little bit of friendship that way.
Oh yeah, that was real quaint.
This week I've been apprenticeshipping under Dave the blacksmith. It's been awesome. I learned a lot. He's cool. He's down to earth, old time school. Really enjoyable to be around. A lot of fun to learn from. I learned how to drift holes, forge weld. I learned that this week, and all just basic drawing out metal and punching holes. Lots of different things this week. I got a 9-year-old and a 16-year-old that's into it, and I'm going to pass this down to them eventually.
Every weekend in the United States, you can go someplace here to a Mountain Man event. We do all sorts of them. We just love it. We love the people there. It's like one big happy family. And I used to do that with my dad or my grandpa. It brings back memories.
I'm Nina Liniger, and I'm Dave's wife. And today we're doing the 1838 rendezvous, which is the reenactment of the Mountain Men fur trade on the original rendezvous site where the Mountain Men actually walked. We enjoy the reenactment because it brings history alive. Like right here, we're walking where Jim Bridger walked, and Bob Campbell, the old mountain men that were the fur trappers that settled this land. And it gives me goosebumps talking about it because it's just bringing history alive so it doesn't get lost. Because if we forget it, then it's gone. And we don't want that. Blacksmithing is in his blood. He just enjoys working with the metal, and until he gets to a certain point, he doesn't know what it's going to look like, but he lets the metal tell him what it's going to be. And he loves it, and that's been his dream. We get to live the dream. For us, this is the dream. For other people, no, not so much, but for us, this is the dream.
I enjoy working with my hands. That's the greatest thing in the world, to look in that fire and be able to see a piece of metal talk to you. I'm not an artist, I'm a craftsman. The difference is as an artist, he does it one time. I can do it 100 times and come out with the same results. This is Dave, and this is LKF Blacksmithing, and if you need some iron beat to hell, come and see me. Or if you'd like to beat the hell out of some iron, come and see me. We can arrange it.